Okay guys, so I'm getting like this close from being able to call myself a welder. So we got the puke tank that I got off Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks. I got that welded up. I had to make a few changes to it. So we had to, it had -10 fittings, but I was gonna use -8 lines. So I had to cut off the fittings and weld on -8 weld bungs. So it came out pretty good. I mean, this part here is not my weld. This part here is my weld. So I did that. I did this little cap because it had two stacks and I'm only gonna use one. And then this is my weld here. Not bad, but you know, I'm not gonna win any prizes or anything. This is the factory weld here. And then I did this over here too. I did this weld, cut that fitting off. That came out decent. So yeah, and then I cut a hole in the trunk so that this is gonna pass through. It's gonna stick up a little bit, like so, like that. Still need to adjust it a little bit to get it to line up really good, but so far so good. And then we bolted it to this little frame I had here that the fuel cell was bolted to. And yeah, so that's pretty much done. It's not bad. My welding is, you know, I'm much better at like stainless or mild steel. But I'm getting a little better at it. As you can see, this is my welding from 2 years ago when I built this intercooler tubing. It's not terrible, but yeah. Anyway, back to what we're doing today. Today we're going to install a fire system, okay? So we moved the fuel cell up front, got that all done, pressure tested all the lines, everything, nothing leaks, everything's good. We got good fuel pressure. Actually, we got really good fuel pressure with the new 16 volt battery. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount so the fire system I got is this Lifeline fire system. I got it off from Summit. There's the part number there. And it comes with 2 poles. Okay, so here's one of the poles, and the other pole I've already mounted right there. So you pull up on it. Made a steel 1/8" steel little bracket there, and it's bolted to the tunnel. The bottle, the 5-pound bottle, is mounted back here. It has a bracket, and then I made a little plate and then bolted that to a clamp, and that's clamped to the cage. So that's real solid. And you want to point apparently you want to point that outlet there towards the rear. That's what the directions say, so that's what I did. And then it comes with 5 nozzles. Okay, so we got to figure out placement on those 5 nozzles. They're pretty nice. They are nice anodized blue aluminum with the little spray in there. And then it gives you 4 of these T's, okay, these push lock T's, and a bulkhead to go through the firewall, just to pass through. This line here is it's like metal lined, Teflon lined tubing. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I'm not really focusing well, but this stuff's flexible and it's just push lock. So it seems like it's a pretty simple setup compared to the other one I've done on my other race car, which you had to, I think it was like brass or aluminum line that you had to bend and then put fittings on. So this looks like it's gonna be much easier, hopefully. So the plan is I'm gonna put one of the fittings kind of pointing down towards my feet, because a lot of times when you get fires, it likes to come up through here, okay? And so you want to point it down near your feet. I don't want to like spray it on my face or anything like that. So one's going to go there. One is going to go on the firewall here where the header is. Okay, so on a JZ, you know, you got the header on the passenger side, and you also have your dipstick on the passenger side as well, which can sometimes be problematic whenever your dipstick maybe pukes some fluid out. Transmission fluid's flammable, so I've seen fires catch in this area here. So one's gonna be flooding this area. I'll put another one here where it's gonna basically cover the fuel rail. If the fuel rail gets severed and we start a fire here, it'll cover that. And then I'll bring another one over. So we have 2 more left. I'll bring another one over here and we'll aim it near the fuel cell. And then my other plan was to, I don't know if you guys ever seen cars catching on fire. I mean, if you watch drag racing on YouTube, you've seen cars catch on fire. What you'll notice is a lot of them, the fire starts on the ground. Okay, so if you hit the wall and you sever your fuel cell, the fuel's pouring onto the ground. And yeah, the fires usually get going underneath the car. And a lot of times, you know, the fire rescue will be trying to put the fire out in the engine bay, like by shooting, you know, the fire extinguisher into the cowl. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about the fire, you know, rescue guys or anything like that. But a lot of times, if you watch videos, a lot of times they miss the fire that's going under the car. You know, they'll think they've got the fire out, but if, you know, from a video from far away, you can still see the fire is burning under the car. Okay, so with all that being said, my plan is to put another one pointing at the ground right here. Okay, right in the area where we have the cell, the fuel pumps, fuel lines, the regulator, all over this, you know, this stuff over here, you know, and my filter and all that. I'm gonna be pointing one right at the ground. So if any fuel starts pouring out onto the ground and catches fire, one nozzle will be dedicated to be hitting the base of that fire, okay? I don't know if other people do this or not. I kind of just, to me, it sounds logical. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, but where I work, I have had to take like fire safety classes, and they always say that you don't try to put the fire out from the top, you put it out from the base. Okay, so you, like, if you're doing any kind of fire extinguishing, you want to hit the base of the fire. You never want to try to put it out from the top, okay? So that's my theory. I'm going to try it. Hopefully that's safe and it'll work and it'll put the fire out if need be. And you know, and God forbid that happens. You know, if you guys have any other ideas, you know, put it in the comments and let me know, because I've only done one other fire system and it didn't come with this many nozzles. It only came with 3. So I just kind of put it around the carburetor and stuff like that. But yeah, so let me get started on that. I'll start drilling the firewall there and start mounting those fittings and start running the line, and we'll go from there. All right, so I think I got all of the nozzles placed. We got one here, like we said, to come across the header. We've got one there that is right above the fuel rail. I have one right here that basically sprays where the fuel cell is. And then the other one, like I was telling you guys to point down, is mounted on this bracket. Just drilled a hole in it, mounted it, and that's gonna spray straight down, okay? And then one more for the 5th one. It is right under the steering column, right there. Made a little bracket for that, wrapped it around the steering column, and that'll be pointed straight down, basically in the footwell area. I got a lot of junk in here. Yeah, so if you watch any kind of videos, you'll see fire coming up underneath. It always seems to happen that way. So yeah, so that'll be hitting the base of this fire if that comes in there. Hopefully my theory works on this, and if there is a fire, this puts it out really quickly. So the next step is now we have to connect this line to all the fittings. So I'm gonna start, I'll probably drill a hole through the back here of the cowl and use that bulkhead pass through, this one here, to pass it through the firewall. And then I'll connect it to this one, and then maybe I'll come through this hole and then come over here and connect these two. And then there will be a T. I'll put a T before it comes through the firewall to go this way over to the steering column. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of bend it by hand. I'm not gonna try to do anything fancy. Hopefully I have enough here. I think I do. And I don't know, let's see what we come up with. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. Basically, we have the bulkhead there coming up. We're going up to the first T, and then this part of the T will come to this nozzle that goes over the header. This one will go to another T, and then that T will feed this one, and then we'll continue on from there. I just did want to note that you want to make sure you use like a tubing cutter, right? So you don't want to try to cut it with like side cutters or any kind of scissors, or even use like a bandsaw. It really roughs it up, but with these, it keeps it to where it has a really nice seal when you push it in. So I recommend using one of these. All right, so we got it all finished. We got the T there that goes to the bulkhead. That goes over to the steering column fitting. And then this wraps around, kind of tucks to the cage, to the bottle there. And then wraps around to here, tees off there for this fitting. That fitting goes through there, splits off over here to this fitting and to that fitting. And I have the T right here. This is a little busy here. I'm not that happy about it. It's got a lot going on, so I don't know how I'm gonna kind of clean this up, but pretty much everything here is necessary. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's it. Pretty much, that's all I gotta do. So you just unhook this little tag here, and then you remove this every time you go to the track, make a pass, whatever you want to do. And it's pretty simple setup. I mean, it's just a cable pull. You can see it pulls this handle down, and what it does is it has like an interlock. So when you pull the cable, this is going to go through the hole and lock. So once you pull that, that's it. You can't like push it back down or anything like that. It won't matter. It's going to stay open until the bottle's empty. So I guess if you pull that, you better be sure you need it. Anyway, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video, guys. Hope y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna try and get this thing started. Maybe in the beginning of the video, you will have already seen this thing start up. So, but anyway, next Friday, we'll be doing the test and tune. I'll probably make a video on that. And then Saturday, we're doing the no time stuff. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Check you later.